Alright folks, so I'm going to demonstrate right now how to make a spoon rest. This is what the spoon rest looks like. Here's another one with different textures, same idea. Okay. And also how to make these ornaments for the holidays. So we're going to start with a slab. I think that this is a 5-pound slab of clay. Actually, I think it's 4 pounds. And I have prepared it with a rib as we do to make it nice and smooth. This is kind of a two-parter project. So the first thing you're going to do is kind of measure out where your spoon rest is going to be. Mine is going to start about there, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that piece out because this piece is going to stay 1/4 of an inch thick. That's the thickness that comes off the slab roller. The rest of my clay is going to get thinner. So I'm going to go ahead and put these thickness strips. These are thickness strips and they're 1/8 of an inch thick. I'm going to put them down on my board and cut this little pieces off and flip this so it's long ways. I'm going to go ahead and put them on either side of my clay. I'm just trying to get it in the frame here. Alright. And then I'm going to roll it. So my rolling pin is basically writing on the 2 strips. I think it'd be easier, maybe you guys could see it better if I went like this. So here it is, and I'm going to go ahead and roll it until my clay is the thickness of these 2 thickness strips. So you can see it because it's getting closer to the thickness of the strip. So make sure that you are rolling, especially the middle. The middle tends to be the thickest area. And when you have that thickness rolled out, I'm actually going to do the other side as well. I can feel it's getting pretty. There we go. That's it. All right. So now this clay is ready for my ornaments. The ornaments should be leather hard before you cut them out. So I would let this dry for sure for a little while. And you have 2 options. You can either push texture into the ornament, into the clay to get a textural ornament, or you can push a stamp in and have the plain smooth clay behind it. Okay, so here's another smooth clay with pushed in stamp, and then here's another one of these guys with texture. So I'm going to say I'm going to make a few ornaments. I like this shape right here, so I'm going to say I'm going to make a little mark so that I know where to put my stamp. So here's my stamp, and I'm going to really push it in there, roll it around a little bit, boom, there it is. And now I can go back and put this cookie cutter right in the area that left the mark before, push it down, and there is my first ornament. These work much better if your clay is leather hard. Okay, so once I've made an ornament, I'm going to smooth the edges, smooth the edges. That's pretty cute. And then let it dry a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and then I'm going to show you how, if you want texture. This is a new texture that I have, these mats. I have texture rollers or textures that come in mats. I'm going to go ahead and this down and roll it out to get the impression on there. I could probably get 2 ornaments out of this. All right. That beautiful texture, that's super cool. After you roll your texture, release it from the board because it will stick. Release it from the board. And now I can go ahead and stamp wherever I want to stamp. If this clay was a little bit drier, I wouldn't have to make this exit cut, but this clay is pretty wet. So I'm trying to very carefully push it out of the cookie cutter now. I'm using this pencil because of the little ears. Look at how cute that is. That is so cute. So here's another one. So you guys get the idea, right? I can keep going like this with texture or with the stamps. Now, as far as the plate goes, as far as the spoon rest goes, I'm just going to move this out of the way for one moment. The ornaments are going to need the little hooks, so you can ask me for these hooks. They come in a little pack like this. They're fire-safe hooks, and you just have to very carefully, after you have smoothed the edge of your ornament, you're going to come through and pop them through. You don't want to pop them all the way through because you need some space for the string to eventually go through that little hook. This is done. You just need your initials on the back and period. Initials and period. All right. So I'm going to move on now to spoon rest.